What's up, everybody? End of day 35 of 40 days of drumming. Not too much longer left. Tired today. I don't know why. I mean, well, I've been drumming for like 35 days. So yeah, I think my body's tired from this whole thing. One thing I had to think about is the fact that, like, if my spirits are down a little bit, very well could be because I've just been, like, part of it at least could be just because I've been voluntarily locked in this room for 35 days. I mean, today I had some porch time again. My parents' back porch and their little backyard, which is beautiful, and I can sit there and play my little kalimba and listen to birds and the wind chimes, and it's really nice to just have that time. I've only had like 3 porch days or afternoons, usually about an hour or something, that I get out there when my parents are gone shopping or something. So that's basically like once every 10 days I'll get out there and actually breathe fresh air and feel some sunshine on my face. And so yeah, I had to, I think, realizing that, like, that's part of it. There's a kind of like cabin fever effect happening. Kind of actually made me feel a little better, that it's not just like, it's not just me going crazy or dissatisfaction with my drumming and all of that. It's also the fact that I've just been in this room, and social interaction is good. It's good to talk to people and not just be shelled up and only ever talking to a camera. But of course that's what I'm here to do, and I wouldn't trade this time, but I'm just saying that, like, realizing that has kind of helped me a little bit. Other stuff. Oh yeah, I went back and read some more of the Kenny Werner book, Effortless Mastery, and discovered that there's a little piece of the sort of practice approach that I basically had overlooked this little part, and it did kind of give me some freedom and liberty to go back and approach things a little differently. I'll show you what it is. He calls it the practice diamond. Here you can see it. At the top it says play effortlessly. There's play perfectly, play fast, and play the entire example. So he's using it in the case, and I suppose part of the reason that I've skipped over this as a drummer is because, like, most of what I'm working on I can kind of play. I can play the entire thing, so to speak, but it's like getting deeper into that particular beat, and the way he wanted to do that is that the play effortlessly, this top part of the diamond, that never gets sacrificed. So you're always trying to be effortless with what you're doing. And so he also says that play fast can be replaced with play in tempo, play in time. So he's saying that, like, you can basically, one of these is going to be sacrificed at any time. The play fast, play entire example, or play perfectly. One of those is going to be not in play for you to be able to practice in this manner. So what I finally kind of realized is that, like, there's those beats and stuff that I made up, you know, I talked about the Mayan code or whatever, and there are these beats that I could kind of play. I could play them to a metronome, but there were little like idiosyncrasies, there were little timing glitches within that. So then that, for a while, that kind of became defeating for me, because it's like, okay, well, if I have these little timing glitches, then what's the root cause of that? And the root cause of that is all the way down at these very, very basic timing issues. And so it kind of became like, well, so my thought at that point and for those couple of days was like, oh, well, I just gotta, my only practice then can be on like the very most basic timing things, which I know that I need to practice those, and I am practicing those, but I'm not gonna, it would drive me totally insane to sit there and just play those all day long, because they're just kind of, they're a little tedious, you know, they're just, it doesn't really feel like playing music at all. It's just kind of these little exercises to get your timing right. So that was feeling kind of defeating, you know. But then once I re-examined his approach, his, you know, practice diamond, then it's like, well, okay, I can kind of sacrifice playing it perfectly if I'm playing the entire beat at tempo and effortlessly. I have those three things. I'm sacrificing a bit of perfection, but that's okay because I'm working on perfect timing in other exercises. Keep those kind of separate. You know, let those be what they are. Those are the timing exercises. Work on your timing then. On these other things, work on playing those beats. Work on playing these things effortlessly. You know, and just then all of a sudden it was like, oh, well, I can actually practice these. I can play these, and it did cause my focus in practicing those to be, you know, on the effortlessness, and so that meant that I had to be focused on which variation of the beat, because that's something, I've discovered this thing, and like, you know, my mind just exploded, and like, wow, there's a million variations of this one little thing that I can do. So I really have to sit and just go, okay, well, I'm just going to play this one variation of it over and over and over again, and do it effortlessly as possible. And another thing is then to play it a few times, and then to stop, take a break, return to the space, get in my sort of effortless headspace, and also like notice if there's any tension in my body, and then play it again. And he says you got to try less than when you go back, you know, to try even less effort, and just really like as if you were half asleep or fully asleep, and your body was just kind of going through these motions, is how effortless you want it to be, you know. And by that little practice diamond, you are sacrificing some of the quality of playing it perfectly, but you're trying to get that feeling of getting it effortless, you know. And then in theory, by practicing my timing separately from that, and trying to get it perfect and effortless, then the two will come together, you know, from this effortless space. Eventually it will put together the perfect timing with the effortless execution of this beat. So yeah, I've got, is it 5 whole days? Because I have 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. I have 5 days left. And I'm just getting it figured out. But whatever, that's what it is, you know. That's why I came here to do it. I mean, if that's all I leave here with is uh, a new way to approach practicing, and you know, his claims in the book are that mastery will come and overtake you quickly if you follow these methods. You know, and the one part that's been strange is that he really prescribes like small amounts of time for practice, so that the deliberateness of each practice session is maintained. And so that's one ironic thing, is that I chose this book and to try its methods as I've committed to practicing all day, every day for 40 days. You know, so there has been a little bit of like disagreement or whatever, but I think I'm coming to grips with that at this point. Yeah, we'll see. You know, I'll be trying to play more stuff, trying to just let myself play more over these next 5 days, practicing these things in this particular way, but also just trying to play more and just let myself enjoy this time that I have left. So that's it. See y'all tomorrow.